Lobo basketball post-game show continues from Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit. New Mexico 90, Iona 83 is your final. All right, it's time to identify our State Farm Insurance assist of the game. I'm telling you, the Lobos did a ton in that regard tonight. They scored 27 field goals, Hunter. 19 of those were assisted on.
Yeah.
Well over 50% of their field goals had an assist attached to it. We had a lot of choices, but this is our pick. You know, when teammates help each other out, great plays happen like this. As they create a turnover in the press, steal by Keith McGee. Welcome back inside Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit. The Lobos 90, Iona 83 is the final. We welcome in victorious head coach Paul Weir. Congratulations, Coach Weir. You guys finished strong. Hunter and I talked about it, that you felt like maybe the pace would catch up with Iona. We know they love to play fast, but you're at home, you're in the Pit. The altitude, we saw one of their top players cramping up, and was that part of it at the finish?
Yeah, I just told the guys out in the locker room. You know, I think last year's team saw a lot of similar games like this. UNLV, San Diego State, Fresno State, you know, games where at the end it seemed like it kicked in, whether it's the minutes, whether it's the style, whether it's the conditioning, or just a combination of all three. I think a lot of the returners had seen it, but I don't think Keith and Corey and Kareem and some of these new guys had ever really seen it, you know, and that's what we just talked about. Like, guys, I know you think you're nuts and you want to punch somebody when it's okay, time for another pit run, or we're about to do this or about to do that, but that's why we do it, you know. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to exactly be that, or the style of play, the altitude, like whatever it may be. We're just trying to put as many of those factors in our favor as we can, and fortunately tonight we were able to close the game the way we intend to.
It's funny, it's almost like fool's gold, you know. It's like a lot of fans will say, well, why don't they just take off the press, because, you know, the team is beating the press towards the end of the game. And it's like you're almost baiting them to kind of keep playing that type of game, because then they got exhausted at the end of the game. Right?
Even something as we talk about it all the time, even something as simple as McGill, who's a great player, just having to go as full speed as he can just to bring it up, just to bring it back out again and pass, it just wears him down a little bit. And then when he misses shots late, it's like, guys, he missed shots late because you picked him up in the backcourt and he had to sprint by you 20 times tonight, and it just wore him down a little bit, you know. And it's a team effort. It's war of attrition. It's just a style of play and a system that we try and embody, and it paid off for us tonight.
Your team definitely looks different in the front court this year than it did a year ago. Please tell us what you thought of Corey Manigault's play tonight.
Yeah, I thought Corey and Vance were both terrific. I thought, you know, we talked about it going. Look, we talked about going into the Northridge game. We've talked about it going into other games, and me and you guys, you know, we've had that conversation. We want to get the ball inside. I mean, we do, and I think there are times that teams, you know, do subtle things, and a lot of our guys that have either returned or maybe where they've come from are not used to being a team that's going to play through the post and get the ball inside, and that's something we have to work through. I mean, we're turning the ball over at a pretty high clip right now, and part of that's because we're getting used to some differences in our offense, and we're getting used to, like, feeding good post players. And the only time I get mad at Corey is when he does something 15 feet from the basket. If he just stayed within 6 feet, he'd be tremendous. I mean, he is a physically gifted specimen. I mean, he is so talented, but when he steps away and shoots an 18-footer or steps away and play, it's very frustrating. But it's something we're continuing to work on. It's something we want to keep getting the ball inside, keep getting these guys repetitions, and then obviously whenever Carlton can join us, it's just going to be another big guy up front, and we'll be able to keep pounding the ball and keep doing what we're doing from a size perspective.
Thought you did a good job of not just the entry from the wing into the post, but post to post.
For sure.
We talked about that during the game. I mean, there were a few turnovers in there, but you could see the improvement.
Yeah, you know, I thought in the first half it was awful. They were were zoning us, and we just, they're different reads in zone, and we've practiced a lot of zone the last couple days because they're a team that plays, 50-60% zone, but it's just different reads, it's different angles, it's a different feel for where the defense is and where you're going to go. Fortunately, in the second half, they just went man and started switching everything, and that was perfect for us because it allowed us to get some mismatches, get the ball inside, and feed the post the way we normally do every single day. So it really allowed us to get it in there, and I also think it's the wear and tear of a game eventually takes its toll. And like I told the guys, you might not be open by framing and posting up in the first half, but by the end of the game, man, it's tiring to keep banging down there. And if you just keep posting and posting and posting, eventually we can get that ball inside.
You've talked a little bit about the turnovers, but tell us where you think they came from most tonight and the things that you'll be looking at to work on.
Yeah, they're coming from everywhere right now. In the first game, it was our bigs. At halftime, we talked about it. It was a combination of bigs and guards. And then, down the stretch there, we just had a couple of really unfortunate ones. We got guys learning the position, and at the end of the day, their intent is in the right place. Their heart is in the right place. These are not errors of selfishness. These are not errors of anything against anything to do with the team or anything like that. They're just experience and teaching and fundamentals, and that's on me as much them. And that's something that we have to continue to coach and get them to improve upon.
Coach, I noticed, talking about teaching, you had the luxury with about an 8 or 7 point lead. You had an opportunity to really some coachable, teachable moments, especially when Vlad got the ball
for sure
at the closing seconds of the game and didn't get rid of it,
trust me.
or shot clock violation. Talk a little bit about how do you get guys who are at the closing seconds or minutes of the game when they're fatigued to be cerebral, to understand what you have to do in those situations.
You're exactly right. Yeah, so, all we can do is really take those teachable moments and grow. So since the Northridge game, up to 30 seconds left, we've played that scenario probably 60 times again. Let's play it again, and let's close this game out the right way. So now we'll go up 8, 15 seconds left. Let's close this game. What do we do? Where do we go? How do we do it? And you can create, and we've created all kinds of different end-of-game scenarios. But until you have a real one where you screw some things up and you show it to them, now it becomes real, and that's what we'll do. We'll go back to it. We'll keep teaching. We'll keep growing. This isn't like a steal of a win. It was a good win. We're a good basketball team. So is Iona. But anything we can get right now, to me, is gravy. As we're growing, as we're learning, as we got all these new pieces we're putting in place, still waiting on some guys to kind of join the squad. Like, anything we can get right now, I think, is just bonus for us as we kind of grow and take this team on hopefully a fun journey this year.
The turnovers came from a lot of different places, and this is in no way picking on one person, but as a fan, you worry about Anthony Mathis wearing down, having to handle the ball as much as he does. He did hit a dagger 3 there at the end, but you need his legs underneath him at the end of games to shoot those wing threes. Where are we there in terms of how much he is on the ball and whether this is what it's going to look like, and how's that progressing?
I think 2 things with that. One, regardless of Anthony's skill set, I trust him with my life. He is a phenomenal young man. He's a senior, and he cares more than anybody. So if I'm going to go down with anybody at point, I'm going to go down with Anthony Mathis. End of story. He's learning the position. He's going to have his growing pains, and I'm going to stick by him, So I think that's a given. The idea of him on or off the ball shooting the 3, we thought a little bit about going into the year, but the reality is there's really nowhere on the perimeter that we can't shoot the 3. So it really doesn't matter. Keith McGee's shooting the lights out right now. McQuatch, Malwatch, and Vance Jackson on the wings. When we come down the floor, there really isn't anyone on the perimeter that can't shoot. So whether he has the ball or doesn't have the ball, I don't know if it really matters a ton, and it hasn't so far. He's still getting loose. He's still getting shots up. He's still making threes, and provided he's still doing that, and I have my faith in him, we're going to keep working towards this and kind of see where it goes.
Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot more responsibility for him.
For sure.
So all of a sudden now, okay, I'm not just on the wing shooting a three. I'm actually running the offense. And I'm
question.
So you are you watching the minutes?
Well, the issue is there's not really a lot of other options there. So as much, there is. Keith is still learning. Right. He's growing. He's a kid. I mean, you can see his potential. He's oozing with it, but he's still a kid, and he's trying to figure it out. Drew's been out for a few weeks. We gave him a little bit tonight. Hopefully we can bring him along a little bit. And again, at Tone's minutes, I think we're under 25. We feel like if we can keep him under 25, which we've done for 2 games, that he'll hopefully kind of continue to grow.
Vlad played a ton of minutes for you tonight.
Yeah.
And I thought at times was very effective.
Played too much in the first half, played 16 minutes in the first half. We had foul trouble. Kareem got early foul trouble. Corey got early foul trouble, and we probably left him in too long, and that was why his turnover count was where it was. That's a coaching error. That's not a Vlad error. But I thought in the second half, his minutes came down. He was a lot more effective. And like I just said, I just think when you consistently post and seal around the rim, you might not get something early. It's just you're just wearing them down. I thought in the second half is when things really opened up around the rim for us, and Vlad obviously as well.
You mentioned his name already once tonight. Hunter and I talked about it during the broadcast, and I'm looking back, and Vlad now in 2 consecutive games has played 29 minutes regular season games, and that's a career high when Carlton Bragg makes his first appearance, and hopefully before December 16th. But if it is then those front court minutes, you'll be able to spread them out a little bit.
For sure, yeah, and we're excited about that. All the games we've had, these bigs have kind of gotten into some foul trouble and kept us out of a nice rotation. But fortunately, Jordan Arroyo's come in and done well. I thought even tonight he came in, had a nice little stop. Like he's much better than anyone probably even understands. And his little 5 to 7 to 8 minutes, whatever it ends up being, is of tremendous importance to us right now.
Coach, getting the ball inside is very strategic in terms of getting the opposing team in foul trouble.
Yep.
Tonight, the Lobos struggled in the first half, 50% from the free throw line.
Yeah, no question.
Is that a concern?
I was just saying in the presser, we broke a school record in free throw percentage last year, and I honestly think we shoot more than we did last year. And I actually think we're a better shooting team, and we've shot it really well in our game so far. I think these are going to happen, these kinds of games. I think they'll happen from 3 one night. I think they'll happen from the free throw line one night. If for whatever reason it starts to become like a pattern, I'll get concerned. But it's exactly what I just said. The fact we can overcome a free throw shooting night like this with our defense, to keep a team to under 40% in the second half and just defend, that's our growth. That's something that last year, quite frankly, we couldn't have overcome. We didn't win this game 12 months ago. We weren't ready. We couldn't beat anybody 12 months ago. So we've shown a lot of growth, I think, to be able to win a game like this.
So on the free throws, you don't bring any attention.
I don't think so. Yeah, we're gonna shoot them again tomorrow and just keep confidence there. Yeah.
Let me circle back to something I asked you in the pregame about the smaller, quicker guards. How do you felt the Lobos defended them?
I thought we did really well. I thought Gist came out early and made some plays, who was really good. McGill's obviously a talented player, but I thought we did pretty well. Perez got open early, made some shots. Gist got going early. I think they had 20 points 8 minutes in, and then we held them to 4 points in the next 4 minutes, 4 points in the next 4 minutes, and I don't know what that last one was. But I thought after the first 8 or 9 minutes of the game, I thought our defense for the next 32 minutes was pretty darn good. I mean, based on historically how we've been here, and just even down the stretch, man, we were getting some really key stops and rebounds. So that's encouraging. It's something we have to keep kind of growing and taking forward with us.
We'll let you go. You're always so generous with your time, but everybody's already excited about New Mexico
thank
State.
you. So I came early Saturday. This time. I apologize to all the return listeners for this past Saturday night.
Start preparation for the Aggies.
Yep, here we go.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Coach
Thanks,
Weir.
Coach.
Take care.
Lobo head coach Paul Weir. Post-game coaches' comments. We break. Lobos a winner, 90-83 over Iona. Lobo basketball from Learfield.
The Crown Room invites you to enjoy elegance, convenience, and an amazing Thanksgiving Day menu Thursday, November 22nd for only $34.99. And it's not too early to book your holiday party or New Year's Eve reservation. The Crown Room, located inside Casino at the Downs.
The Lobos are proud to present to our fans the newest addition to the Lobos family, the Lobos Home Team. This team is comprised of our preferred local partners who are here to support Lobo Nation's families and homes. Your Lobos Home Team includes Maddox Management. For more than 30 years, the Maddox family has been providing Lobo Nation property owners and renters with residential and commercial management services. And Xfinity by Comcast. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. The Lobos encourage all fans to support these proud partners and make them a part of your own home team today.
Thanks to U.S. Bank, your banking is done in a few clicks, so you have time to get more done. Like, wake up, stretch, go to meetings, go to the gym, convince yourself you like the gym.
It's fun. I really like it.
A U.S. Bank checking account with online and mobile access allows banking to fit in your life. Call 800-720-BANK. Visit a branch or go to usbank.com/checking. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. See a banker or visit usbank.com/checking for more information. The U.S. Bank mobile app is free to download. Your mobile carrier may charge access and messaging fees. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, member FDIC.
It's basketball season, Lobos. Make it a slam dunk by grabbing everything from chips, dip, hamburger patties, and buns at Albertsons Market. We're fully stocked with all your game day essentials at prices that keep spirits high and costs low. Hungry? Be sure to pick up Rancher's Reserve USDA Choice All Angus Beef for your pre- or post-game feast. It's the beef loved by fans everywhere. Get your game on at Albertsons Market, the official fan headquarters of the Lobos. Albertsons Market, where we do beef the best.
Weekends at the Downs offers cash prizes, live music and dancing, the best casual and fine dining. Watch and wager on simulcast racing daily and view all your favorite sports. And check out Expo New Mexico's flea market and other weekend expo events only at Casino at the Downs.
Back for a final time on the Lobo basketball post-game report live from Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit, 90-83 final. New Mexico knocks off Iona. All right, it's that special time of the evening when we select our PNM Reliable Player of the Game. There were two clear options. Either one would have been worthy. Tonight, your game changer, the PNM Reliable Player of the Game, is Corey Manigault. Still being checked by Manigault. Manigault picked him clean. Corey to the rim for a two-hand hammer. Corey Manigault, your PNM Reliable Player of the Game. PNM delivers reliable energy to you 24/7. Committed community partners. PNM adding cleaner resources, including more solar and wind energy, working to build a strong, sustainable energy future for New Mexico. Talk to us at pnm.com, where you can manage your account or learn how to save money on your electric bill. Corey Manigault, your PNM Reliable Player of the Game. All Manigault did was come up one rebound short of a double-double. He goes for 18 points, tied for a team high. He pulls 9 rebounds. He has 3 dimes, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block in 25 minutes, and he was a game changer both down on the block offensively and out on the perimeter defensively with 2 steals on their little quick guards with his length. You said that it's a problem. Just the wingspan is unbelievable.
And that's why strategically Coach Weir has him playing out further out in the backcourt because of that wingspan. But you know what? I look at the stat sheet. Corey had a great game. You look at Vance Jackson. He could have, I mean, probably the
18 and 12.
The difference between those two are those 2 steals that Corey got, right?
Right.
But, I mean, you know, 5 guys in double figures. It was just a fantastic game to watch.
Balanced performance. Vance Jackson, 18 points, 12 boards, 3 assists, and a steal. Double digits for Anthony Mathis, 14 points. He had 4 threes. 13 points for Keith McGee, shooting lights out, 3 of 5 from distance, and 10 points for Vlad Pinchuk. Also 7 rebounds for Vlad. The Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino is your home for winning entertainment, including simulcast racing. Hunter, our first one in the Pit together for 2018-2019. It was awesome.
It's going to be exciting. You know, you look back at last year's team, and they had a great run at the end. Things they were lacking, rebounding in their short bench. This year, looks like they've improved the rebounding, and the bench is getting longer, and it'll be a fun year.
And you think about maybe fatigue or just maybe superior size and athleticism in the end wins out in this column. But at halftime, 18-17, The rebounding advantage was Iona's, but when it was over, the Lobos out-rebounded Iona 41-34 and kept them off the offensive glass in the second half.
And I looked at that stat right before I told you that's where the Lobos needed help last year, is the rebounding. That was Achilles' heel as well as their bench, and they've improved in both those areas.
J.J. Buck at the ready for the post-game call-in show. The overtime call-in show is coming up next locally here in Albuquerque. For my producer and engineer here on site, that's Michael Carlisle. Our producer and engineer back in the studios of Learfield in Jeff City, Missouri, Malik Taylor. My broadcast partner is the Lobo legend, Hunter Green. Great stuff, Hunter.
Thanks, man.
New Mexico State, Saturday.
Stuff. That's right, Saturday.
Can't wait.
We'll be hopping.
Yes, indeed. That's a 4 o'clock tip. Airtime 3:30 with the Lobo basketball pregame show. The Aggies and New Mexico State from Dreamstyle Arena to the Pit. That's it for now, and your final score for the final time. I'm Robert Portnoy. Thank you so much for being with us this evening across the 19-station Lobo Radio Network. The Lobos are 2-0 on the year. They defeat Iona in their home opener. New Mexico 90, Iona 83. So long, everybody. You've been listening to Lobo basketball from Learfield. McGee whips it to the corner to Kuiper. Kuiper back to Keith. Right corner three on the way. Yes, indeed. Oh, a beautiful two-man game in transition. And the Lobos are in front 39-37. There it is, your State Farm Insurance assist of the game. Presented by State Farm. Get an agent that gets you. These Lobo teammates are starting to get each other. And they found each other in a way tonight that they hadn't prior.
Well, you